Hi everybody, thanks so much for coming here today. I'm Patrick, Matt's dad, and I want to welcome you to what is now episode 2 of Matt and Sarah's nuptials. It is a cliche to say that we live in strange times, but let me set the scene for you last Tuesday at Leatherhead Registry Office. There are 8 of us in the room, all in our best, and except for Sarah and Matt, muzzled in our masks. The registrar is behind a perspex screen. It could have been a dull, dry business with the registrar looking like a bank clerk behind a counter, and all of us sat the regulation 2 metres apart. Not a bit of it. Matt and Sarah and their love for each other transformed the occasion. There was music. There was dancing. There was laughing. Matt and Sarah threw some shapes, and even the registrar was giggling as well. In short, this was a celebration, ably assisted by Hannah and Gordon. Now, at the risk of sounding a bit preachy, this tells you a lot about Matt and Sarah's relationship and about who they both are. They both have a willingness to make the best of things, a shared sense of humour, and they show grace under pressure. Above all, they love each other and they love being with each other. It is hard to believe that they have been an item since December 2012. The first inkling we had that Sarah was to be part of our lives was when Matt began to slip off to see his friend Martin. You there, Martin? So, when he came home one evening with a big hickey or love bite on his neck, it did give us pause for thought. Eventually he pitched up and said, "Mum, I think I've got something to tell you." On hearing these words, any parent's brain kicks into overtime, whirring through all the usual options, some not so good, such as an encounter with the criminal justice system. And then he said, "I've got a girlfriend." Cue parental relief and rampant curiosity. We both knew that it was the real deal, as Matt would not have told us otherwise. Meeting Sarah for the first time confirmed this. From the get-go, Sarah captivated us with her beauty, charm, humour and self-assurance. She was also unperturbed by Matt's congenital untidiness, whiffy laundry and long visits to the smallest room. Since then, she has effortlessly become part of our family, which is no small thing, given the personalities involved. As Matt went from college to art school and on to a career in the games industry, Sarah's journey took her from the counter at Superdrug to an upper second degree in geology at Plymouth, via a year in Australia and New Zealand. Throughout all the absences, their relationship grew stronger. Before Sarah went away on another field trip to Spain in 2017, Matt knew he had to pop the question. A bit like a satellite launch, his window of opportunity narrowed down to the afternoon before her flight left. No pressure then. A bit like Jack and Jill, Matt proposed to Sarah on a walk up to the lookout point in Caterham. Quite possibly, Sarah knew what was up, but she was not letting on. Fair to say, Matt was less of a sweaty Betty after she said yes. In some respects, their relationship is a meeting of opposites. Matt's idea of a nice holiday is Iceland. Sarah's is Death Valley. But theirs is a partnership that has stood the test of time and will endure. So now, we come to the most important part of our day together here. This is Matt and Sarah's celebration of their marriage. What took place in the registry office recognises the marriage in the eyes of the state and confers rights and responsibilities. Today, we will be witnessing the much more personal vows that they themselves have prepared. This will be a true reflection of how they feel about one another and their lifelong commitment to each other. I mustn't lose the third page.
It's the important bit.
So, without further ado, Matthew and Sarah, I will now ask you please to both recite to each other your vows. Matthew, would you like to go first, please?
Hi.
Hello.
I've prepared a little something.
Oh, that's good.
Yes. When we met almost 8 years ago,
Should we hold hands?
yes. I don't think I ever could have predicted where our relationship would go. Where it would take us. Now we live in our lovely flat in Guildford, but we've lived together in my parents' house, in a rich family's basement with issues with the plumbing, both the facilities and the dog. Halfway across the country from each other. We've even had the whole planet between us at one point. But through all of that, any ups and downs we may have had, we were never in question. We were always going to be together. With all that said, I've prepared a list of promises. Vows, if you will.
Even.
Let me just get there.
Do you want your hand back?
Yes,
There you go.
I've got it. Okay, here we are. Okay, I promise to make you tea in the mornings. I promise to do all the stinky jobs. I promise to make sure you're always fed on time for my own safety.
I don't know why you're laughing.
I promise to steal the covers, even when I don't want them. I promise to love all of our plant sons and daughters. I promise to go on amazing trips with you. I promise to keep my cool in the most stressful situations and to absolutely lose it in the most minor awkward ones. I promise to be my most affectionate when you're really trying to do something else. I promise to dance with you wherever the funkiest jams are. I promise to look after you when you're sick, as long as I can see the chicken soup. That's an in-joke, everyone. I promise to sit with you on the sofa and watch TV and play video games together. And I promise to love you.
That's pretty good. I like that one.
Yeah?
Should I do mine?
Yeah, you do
Now,
your
Sarah,
one.
it's your turn.
Okay. I have less
You know,
promises
got
than mine.
Yours isn't just a list of promises.
Mine have less promises. I'm really sorry.
no.
Well, we finally done it. 8 years and finally you're stuck with me forever. Throughout our time together, I've constantly told you how much you mean to me. I tell you several times a day how much I love you. And as I stand here today in front of you and friends and all our family, random strangers on the internet, I couldn't mean it any more than I do now. You are what keeps me going through the hard times. You are my rock, and we all know how much I love them. And my best friend. I promise to give you the support and respect you deserve, and you show me on a regular basis. You aren't the man I've always dreamed of, because I could never predict someone as loving, kind, gentle, understanding, and darn right handsome as you loving me. I really lucked out. I promise to keep making you laugh, to keep pushing you out of your comfort zone, and to keep growing with you into whatever weird and wonderful old people we might be. I love you. That's it. That's all I got.
Okay. Now we come to the vow bit. Matthew, do you take Sarah to be your wedded wife, to share your life with her, to love her, honour her, and care for her through all that the future may hold?
I do.
Sarah, Do you take Matthew to be your wedded husband, to share your life with him, to love him, honour him, and care for him through all the future may hold?
I do.
Right, now, have you got the rings there, Gordon?
Yeah, boy. Didn't fuck it up.
Yeah, you did it.
One job.
Right, Matthew, will you place the ring on Sarah's finger and repeat after me? With this ring I thee wed.
With this ring I thee wed.
You are the love of my life, and you are my very best friend.
You are the love of my life, and you are my very best friend.
Sarah, will you place the ring on Matthew's finger and repeat after me? With this ring I thee wed.
With this ring I thee wed.
You are the love of my life, and you are my very best friend.
You are the love of my life, and you are my very best friend. Sorry, guys.
Sarah Matthew, I now pronounce you man and wife, and for the second time this week. Congratulations. Matt, you can kiss the bride. So that ends my bit.
That's
Yeah, lovely.
it. That's it, basically.
All done, guys.
And we do. Okay, we walk up together.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Fist bumps. Fist bumps.
Hey, big hand for the bride and groom.